Alright, so this is my third video. It's in a series, and it's subtraction by counting back and other strategies. And I just want to show you something real quick. If I had 10 minus 4, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I get 6. And now, if I take 1 away from 10, I would get 9. If I took 1 away from 4, I would get 3. And so now I have 9 take away 3. Take a look at that. I still get 6. So all I did was minus 1, and I got that. Well, if I took 1 away from 9, and I took 1 away from 3, I would get 8 minus 2, which perhaps I should do in a different color. 1, 2, and I still get 6. Take a look at this. If I subtract 1 minus 1, I would get 7 minus 1, which is 6. And oddly enough, if I do this one more time, let's see if I can get a nice green here. I said a nice green. If I do this one more time, I'm going to take 1 away from both. I get 6 minus 0, and ta-da, I'm at 6. And so you might be saying, well, what's your point? I'm going to just show you a quick strategy, and this is one of my favorite strategies of all time. If I have something like 500 minus 384, all right? Now, or blah, blah. Let me try that one more time with real words. Our old algorithm said, cross out the 50, make that into a 49, make that into a 10, and then do 10 minus 4, which is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1, and 4 minus 3 is 1. And that's certainly true, and it certainly works. But I'm going to argue that there's another way of doing this, which makes a little more sense. Actually, there's two more ways. The first way is counting up. And so what you do is you say, well, if I had 384, how would I get to 500? Now, for those of you who love to play Monopoly, this is actually, you're probably a skilled veteran at this. What you do is you look at the money they have, and you say, all right, well, you would first start with your ones. You start with the biggest, and you say, well, I need $100 more, and that would get me to 400. And then I need, you know that you're going to need extra to get, that's going to end up being more, but to get to 90, I'm going to need another 10. And then I'm at 90, I have 4, so I would need 6 more. And so what I basically did was I counted up, and that would give me 500. And the reason why this works is because I started with the hundreds, which is how this is different, and then I moved to the tens, and then I moved to the ones. The other argument I have on how to do this is this. What I do is I subtract 1 from both numbers first, just like I did here. And remember, when I subtracted 1 from both numbers, I end up with the same value, and I showed you that 1, 2, 3, 4 different times. And so now, 499 minus 383, you can even do your old algorithm. But look at that. Much, much quicker by subtracting 1 from both numbers. Now, I'm going to do another counting backwards strategy. And a lot of people don't like the counting backwards strategy. I happen to like it quite a bit. But if we had 72 minus 36, well, if I had 36, how would I get to 72? Well, let's see. If I gave me 40, that would get me to 76, so that's too much. So I know I'm going to need 30, and that gets me to 66. Well, even if you don't know how to get to 72, if I'm at 66, I know that 4 more will get me to 70. And then 2 more would get me to 72. So it has to be 36. Sorry, I had a little bit of a senior moment there. I'll do another one. Ready? Let's say I had 243, and I wanted to take away 128. 9. All right, this looks like a pretty hard one. So if I add 100, I'll get to 229. So that's good. That gives me 229. If I added 10 more, that'd get me to 239, 240, and then 3 more. So let's say that'd be 100, 10, and then 1 and 3 would be 4. Now I'm going to do my old algorithm just to make sure because I'm from the olden days. And look at that, it works. And you might be wondering what I was doing down here. Well, I'll explain. I know that if I added 100 to this, that gets me to 229, so I'm pretty close. If I add 10, I get to 239. Well, 239 is very close to 243. So I added 1 more to get me to 240, and I added 3 more to get me to 243, and then I combine the 1 and the 3. This is my hundreds column. Hundreds. This is my tens column. And then this was my ones. And once again, this strategy takes some time to practice, but it's completely worth it. And the reason why is nobody works from the ones to the hundreds, especially when you're counting back money. Nobody ever does that. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. I feel like it happens. It's a little bit less likely, but it is something that you should know how to do, and it is useful. All right, so I hope that helps, and I'm going to do a couple more videos in this series.